In this video, we'll see how to create a navigation drawer in Jetpack Compose and use it along with a top-up bar. So when we click on the Open Navigation Drawer icon in our top-up bar, we open it. So let's get started. So here's the app, and when we click on this menu icon, we open the navigation drawer in which we can select things, of course, and customize it as we want. Don't worry about all of this. I will also show you how to do this in the end of this video. But the most important thing is that we have a top bar, and then when we click on this menu, we open our navigation drawer and we can close it if we want. Okay, here we have this empty Android Studio project, and we have our screen, and we can start from the screen here. And to create a navigation drawer, first of all, we need a drawer state. So that's going to be a var drawer state, and it's going to be, remember, drawer state, the initial value. Let's take this to a new line, is going to be drawer value dot close. So of course we want our drawer to be closed at first, and then we need the scope. So var scope, which is the scope in which we will be closing and opening our drawer, that is going to be, remember, coroutine scope. Okay, and to create now the navigation drawer, we need a model navigation drawer, which is this one that takes in a drawer content. Let's just open this like this, and then the content of our screen right here. Let's just remove now this to do, and then let's pass our state or a drawer state. That is going to be our drawer state. For the content, let's create it in a different composable. That's how it always do it. So composable, let's call it drawer content like this, and then we can call that from here. So first of all, we need a model drawer sheet, and then call our drawer content. Now we'll simply have a drawer, and then we can have anything inside it in here, but we still can't open it and close it yet. So for that, we need a scaffold inside here. So scaffold, not screen, but scaffold like this, in which we need a top bar and our screen. We can call this screen, maybe not really, but screen content. So we can now create this composable right here. So composable screen content, we can pass modifier, a new modifier actually, dot padding, which is the padding values that we get right here. And that is exactly what we pass in here. And this padding is for that this top bar will take some space. So let's open the app, this space that we have in here, and then we want to push the content of our screen to the bottom by that space, because otherwise this first item will be all the way to the top here, which is something we don't want. We want to push it to the bottom. And how much padding should we push it with? This padding that we get from our scaffold. The scaffold takes care of giving us that padding or calculating the padding we need, okay? And then we can now create our top bar. So let's just create it right here. So that's going to be a top or composable top bar. Here, let's put, for example, we have different top bars like this top up bar. We have a large top up bar, medium top up bar. We have different ones, of course. In this case, I'm just going to go for a normal one. And the title is going to be just a text. Let me first opt into this annotation. The text is going to be anything like text, screen name, or app name, or whatever. Anyway, we want to have now the most important thing for us is the action. Navigation icon. We will have the icon that when we click on it, we want to show the navigation drawer. So that's going to be icons dot menu or dot default dot menu. That's what we need. And for the content description, that can be null, or that can be menu as well. Great, we have our icon. And now we want to go to our scaffold and call that. So call our top up bar like this, and then we want to assign this modifier to it, but let's just not do that. In fact, we want to have it now on open drawer. That's the lambda that we need. That is going to be a lambda function like this, drawer like this. And of course, when we click on this icon, so modifier dot clickable, calling our open drawer. And then here we have the open drawer. And yes, we can now open our drawer right here. So that's going to be scope dot launch, and then we want our drawer state dot apply. That's going to be if is closed, which is something that we get from our drawer state, and apply here. Then we want to open it, else we want to close it if it was open. That's it. And now we don't have any content inside our drawer, but we can already run the app and check it out. Here it is. When we click on it, we open the drawer, but the app, of course, doesn't look good yet. And the first thing I want to do here is that let's go to the top up bar and give it some colors to make it better. So colors, it's say top up bar default dot top up bar colors, and then give it the container color to be material theme dot color scheme dot surface variant. That looks better now. And then let's try a different one, for example, like a large top up bar. How is that going to be? Or just a medium one, maybe. That looks good to me. Now in our icon, in which I have this modifier, that I'm going to do is dot padding, adding some padding from the start. That is 16.dp to push this icon a little bit here and make it bigger. Dot size, now let's give it 30.dp. Maybe that's too big, so let's just go for 27 or 28, yeah. And just use a normal top bar, I guess, top up bar, like this. We also want to have some padding from the end to separate the text. So let's say 8.dp. That looks great, and it already looks good, as you can see. And before continuing, I'd also like to thank the sponsor of this video, which is me. If you want to become ready for the Android industry, if you want to build industry level apps and Ktor backends using all the industry skills like clean architecture, databases, APIs, complex compose UI, data syncing, and all of those things that you would need in the Android industry, then check out my premium course in which you will exactly do that. You can find its link in the description. Okay, now let's continue. We can give this dot copy 06f to make it a little bit more transparent. That would be better. And cool. If we want to add the other icons, then we can definitely just use actions like this, and then we can copy this icon, put it in here, but now we want to remove the on click like this. This is the first action that could be, for example, accounts. Whatever other action that you want to have in there, you can do that. And here 16.dp and here 8.dp. I can duplicate this for the other action. Let's put it at the top here. And that is going to be, for example, notification. And I can probably delete this, make this a little bit bigger at 30.dp, as well with this one. As you can see, it looks great. And now let's go to our drawer content. And here, of course, I can just have some content. It doesn't matter for what we have in our screen. That doesn't matter. But what matters is that maybe I can use this with a primary container. But what matters is the drawer content, in which we want to have some content as we saw in the other app. Let's switch to it. As you can see, we have a title and some items that we can select. Let's go back to our app and start building those. So the first thing is simply just a text, which is really a text, so nothing. And usually in this text here, we want to have the app name. So this would be the app name. And then we want to have this horizontal divider. So we can come here and then write horizontal divider. And then we can create the items. But now let's just go back to our app and see how that looks like so far. Let's rerun it. And I don't see anything. The reason why is that I need to take these from here and put them here. Yep, that's what I need. I want to make this one bigger, so font size like this, so make it bigger. And then I want to have the items, a navigation drawer item like this that takes a bunch of parameters that are clear, I guess. So the label is the text that we can just copy this text, paste it right here, and make it a lot smaller than this, like 17. And this one is, for example, accounts is selected. Let's say now this one is false. And the on click, we want to do something. Of course, we also want to have an icon, and let's go here and write icon and then icon like this. Now here is the icon. We can just copy this, maybe put a little bit of a spacer here. So spacer with a height, let's say 8.dp, that would be enough. Paste it, take it with a spacer again and paste it. And maybe only 4 should be the space, not 8. And they also want to have that spacer in the top here. That's good. The second one, let's say this one is for notifications, or notifications like this. This one as well, notifications. And the text, of course, notifications. The third one, let's say inbox, for example, inbox or email maybe. Yep. Here we can write inbox and the same here. Great. We can make our icons bigger. I guess they don't look good with this size, and I want to take this from here, maybe put it in the icon, give it now that not padding, in fact size. Let's go for like 27.dp. Yeah, that looks better for me. That's going to be the same here with no padding for this one, and the same here with no padding for this one. And you can see it looks just big and we can click on one of them. And of course, we need to have some logic of when one of them is selected, like if we set this one to true, now the notification is selected. So when we navigate to accounts, we want to show some account stuff, and then we want to tell that account is selected by setting it to true with some logic, okay? And then when we click on it, then we have the on click in here, we can delegate that to our screen to this side to do something, to navigate somewhere or whatever we want. And that's how you create a top bar. Of course, here we can have whatever you want. We can have an image, for example. So instead of the text, we can put an image that takes a painter. And then I don't know if I have any image in my project. So painter resource r dot drawable actually dot, let's say this one, and this could be null. Here we have the image, and then we can just make it as big as the drawer and whatever we want simply. So that's how you create a navigation drawer. And then of course in the screen content right here, you will have all the screen content. So let's say we have now just some sort of a box that takes this modifier dot fill max size dot padding, let's say 30.dp, and dot background, that's going to be, let's say, red. As you can see, here's the content of our screen, and we have our drawer right here. Of course, we can show it like this by just swiping, so like this, and we can enable or disable that by going to our drawer, so right here, and then enable gestures. If that is false, then we cannot show it with a swipe anymore. But if we put that to true, we can show it with a swipe like this, as you can see. So that's how you create this navigation drawer. And that's it for this video, in which we built a navigation drawer along with a top-up bar and scaffold. If you want to build more complex UI, then check out my premium course, in which you will do that with all the other industry level skills that you would need, like in architecture, abstraction, building, Ktor backends, and so on. If you are interested, you can find its link in the description, and you can support me by leaving a like and subscribing to this channel. See you in the next video. Bye.